Hello to everyone out there. How y'all doing? This is Sunday, 21st. We've got 21 days until September 11th. And all the other dates we've been looking at, so let's get into it. We'll go through the solar report first. So, this is spaceweather.com, and their first little article is talking about a meteor. How big was that meteor? And last week a picture of a Perseid meteor took from the International Space Station, and it got a good buzz on the internet. I haven't really seen that picture yet. I'll probably go look at that after I make this video for us. However, this one is double coronal hole. A double-barreled hole has opened up in the sun's atmosphere and is spewing a split stream of solar wind toward Earth. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captured this composite UV image of the double coronal hole on August 20th. A double coronal hole. Well, that does not sound good and look good to me. You can obviously see the holes. Two holes let out twice as much, so yeah, we can figure that out. That's not good. So let's go down and see what it said here. Sky watchers should be alert for auroras when the solar wind arrives. They're expecting it on August 22nd through the 24th. NOAA forecasters estimate 35 to 50% chance of high latitude geomagnetic activity. Okay, well, 22nd through the 24th. We've got two holes now here. So it's going to be pushing out quite a bit of energy and stuff. And these are their forecasts over here on the left. I don't know if you can see them all, but I'm reading them. And the high latitudes, 24 to 48 hours, is 40%, and that matches about what they've described. So I have a little different film that I found here, and this says, for the first time, a spacecraft far from Earth has turned and watched a solar storm engulf our planet. The movie released today, and there's the date, 8/18/11. During a NASA press conference, has galvanized solar physicists who say it could lead to important advances in space weather forecasting. So let's give a little look to this here. It's about, I think it says 3 minutes long, and we'll check it out together.
NASA's Stereo spacecraft resolved a 40-year mystery about how coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, change shape during their long journey. With new data processing techniques, Stereo scientists have succeeded in continuously tracking space weather events from the sun's ultra-hot corona to the Earth, 93 million miles away. A CME is a huge magnetized cloud of electrified gas, or plasma, that bursts out of the sun's atmosphere. It can be as big as 1.5 trillion tons of gas and travel at 3 million miles per hour. If a powerful CME hits the Earth's protective magnetosphere, it makes brilliant aurora and can disrupt satellites, radio communications, and even our electrical power grids. Despite decades of observations with NASA's heliophysics fleet of spacecraft, the details of the connection between activity on the Sun and its effect on Earth has been poorly understood. This is because CMEs change while traveling from the Sun to Earth, and it's difficult to track their movement with only a head-on perspective. Now, with Stereo's 2 spacecraft sitting on either side of the Sun, we can monitor the sky at large angles from Earth and can see the full ocean of empty space between the Sun and Earth. But CMEs are some 10 billion times fainter than the full moon, and were still too dark to see until scientists applied cutting-edge image processing techniques to separate the CMEs from the star field. By applying this new technology, scientists were able to measure the absolute brightness of detailed features in the first large Earth-directed CME seen by Stereo, which occurred in late 2008. By the time the data were collected, Stereo A was nearly 45 degrees ahead of Earth in its orbit, affording a very clear view of the CME's path from the Sun to Earth. For the first time ever, scientists can watch a CME from its formation on the Sun to its impact with Earth's magnetosphere, ending decades of speculation about how features in the Sun's corona cause the massive, complex shape of a CME as it expands to 10 million times its size. This new ability to see developing space weather during its entire transit from the Sun will enable scientists to better predict when and how a CME will impact Earth, and understand how CMEs change between the Sun and our home.
Okay. Well, you can see that they're now having the ability to track the space weather, which the space weather in this case would be the CME release from the Sun, and they'll be watching it and knowing how big it is and everything as it's getting ready to hit. So, the Sun is aggravated. Something is in its neighborhood that should not be, and it's perturbed, it's bothered, it's swelling up, it's puffing out its chest, and it's getting ready to have a fight with the invader. So, let's look at what can be perturbing it. We will look at this one second. This is our date today. We'll go through where we're at, where we're going, and what's perturbing the Sun. This is Elenin on today. 691 from the Sun, a little over 1 AU from the Earth. So it's moving in, and it's getting closer to us, and it's getting closer to the Sun. And the Sun is getting perturbed the closer that gets to it, so it's causing higher releases, more frequent. And we'll go through day by day. And we'll go to the date that we don't want to forget. Now, on the CNN I report, they gave September the 6th, 2011. Okay, because they're talking about a different alignment, which we're not in alignment with, but they're talking about possibly we could get a repercussion from a different alignment. So we may not put much faith in CNN, but we do know the power of planetary alignments. So we will definitely keep our eye on any day, but especially a pointed out day where there's an alignment. So we'll go ahead and be safeguarded and everything and watch. Well, that is the first day they have pointed out. We head into 9/11. And we already knew that. And for those of you that didn't, that may be new, this is the day that it will be as close to the Sun as it's supposed to ever reach. And if that's the case, that's what you worry about on that day, is that this gets so close that it actually aggravates the sun, and then the sun jets out a CME, a big one, because it's perturbed, and it releases, and then we get the impact of it. So that's what we think, and that's what we've been hoping it won't happen. But that's the day that we're looking for. So don't forget, because that's only 21 days away. And then you go down the line, and you start coming up. I'd rather be early than late. So once the 20th rolls around, you know what we've been talking about with these alignments. So you want to get really ready in case this really does happen, because we've never done it before. I mean, nobody's left over to tell you how it went. That's the ancient knowledge, and that's how that plays into with all these alignments and stuff. That's what we're talking about. So about the 20th, you know what's going into, and the 24th to the 25th, right about the 26th, you got intersection with eclipse, except this time we're not in between the sun and Elenin, we're outside of it. So Elenin is blocking between the sun and the earth that day. And so we think bad things are going to happen because of that block of that energy from the sun. And that could possibly last a while, and it could possibly be 3 days, and that could possibly be the 3 days of darkness in the Bible. So there's your September. Now let's go into October, and late into the night of October 16th, which goes into the morning of the 17th. You're going to get Elenin at its closest point with the Earth. So it's already come over here, got close to the sun, maybe aggravated the sun into doing something to us with the CME. And then it come over here, and then it got in the way in between the sun and the Earth, and eclipsed us. And that could be pole shift. It could be a lot of things, but it's probably not going to be good. We hope it's nothing, but it doesn't look very good. So you got to be ready. And then after it does that, then it swings out to leave, and then there we are, and it cuts in front of us at 0.234 AU. So then you come up here, and about the 29th, somewhere around the very end of October, we're going to be, see it's going out, we're going to be coming in behind it. And once November hits, you're in the pathway of the tail, whatever's behind it. And then there you are on your 11-9. On 11-9, when you have this alignment beginning to set up with Elenin, Earth, Mercury, and Venus, that's the day that the government said that they were going to have their big emergency broadcast announcement. They're saying it's just a test, but we shall find out. And then there you are on 11-11-11, and you're in what looks to me like full-blown alignment there. So we don't want to forget this one here, because Elenin's been catching all the highlights, headlines, This is 2005 YU55. This is the smaller one. This is the one that resembles the deep impact sized one. And this is today's date. You can see it's right over here. Now when Elenin's flying, like we just looked at, this thing here ain't far away from it. So it's actually going to come real close to the planet. And I know that there's no way they can hide this one. If they can hide this one, they can hide anything. So we're going to go into September, and here's the day of the alignment. See, Elenin would be about right over here somewhere, because that would be the alignment they're talking about. So this is hanging around right near it. And then there's on the 11th, excuse me, there's on the 11th, it's still right around in here. And you see its sun distance is 0.653 on the 11th. So it's a little farther away from the sun, and Elenin is somewhere around in here next to it, and it's 0.482 on the 11th. So they're traveling along as buddies, and this is like the really little brother compared to it. And then there's about the week before the 26th. And you see they're both about in the same area. Now where is this on the 26th? Well, it's not intersected. It's close. It's around, but it's not intersected, but it's close. So when Elenin's intersected here, this is where this one is. And we're going to keep going. You see, as it gets farther away from the sun, it's trailing closer to us. That's Earth distance going down. So what is going on here on the 16th into the 17th is Elenin is right about here. Remember? And that one's right here. So they're all together right around here. You know, we're not even throwing Honda or Levy or anything like that into this. These are the ones we're concentrated on for now. Then you come up to into November, and then you hit. You just watch. Can you see that real good? See, about a week or 2 weeks before, the dots are separated, and you're at 0.121 AU. And every day, your AU is going down significantly. And finally, you get on 11.9, and you get as close to the Earth as you're supposed to get, and that's pretty close, real close. And this 2005 YU55, from all indications, from what they put out, is going to come between the Earth and the Moon. So that's why, if they can hide that, they can hide anything. Because we're all going to be able to see this, you know, depending on what's left or what has happened since September. You know, but whatever happens in September, this is November. So there's something that's going to cut in front of the planet and the moon. You know, so let's hope that let's hope all our timing's way off, and that we're not pole shifted or anything like that by November. I shouldn't jest at that, but well, to me it doesn't look like there's good things coming. I just don't see enough evidence. Let's take a look at some more. What's going on with our earthquakes at the moment? Fairly low, except over in the other portion of the Ring of Fire. This is a 3-3 in California, 21st. Another one, 3-3 on the 21st. They primarily are getting 2s. There's a 3-7 on the 20th in Mexico. And they're getting a whole bunch of 1s up here. Oklahoma, where I'm at, we actually did get a 3.0. I thought that was going to be an undocumented rumor, but it was an actual 3.0 earthquake. So that's a little higher. I think we had a 2.8 here not too long ago. So let's swing around. Along New Zealand area, except from them, there's a 5. That was yesterday. So they're getting their 5.2s and their 4s. Then you had the 6.2 on the 19th in Fiji. They've also had a 7.1 and a 7.0 in Vanuatu. Now when Japan had their earthquake, tsunami, you had some action in the Solomon Islands, and then it swung, and you had some good ones in Vanuatu, and then it just kind of went out, Papua New Guinea, and it just kind of hopped over to that portion of the fault. You have 5.8 and 21st in Papua New Guinea right there. Solomon Islands is 5. This one here, I don't think I'd ever heard of them before. The Federated States of Micronesia suffered a 4.9 on the 20th. The Federated States of Micronesia. Okay. Well, there's something there. In Indonesia, they've got plenty of 4s. There's a 5.3 on the 19th a couple days ago. And I got a 5.3 way over here on Sumatra on the 21st. I got a 4.5 today. And they did have that 6.3 2 days ago on the 19th. They're reasonably quiet. When I say that, I mean they're still getting 4s and 5s. And they did have that 6. And over near the Afghanistan region, they've had some high 4s, low 5s and stuff. So the Ring of Fire over in Vanuatu is the one that's throbbing again right now. You know, what have we seen consistently? Okay. We've seen Alaska have 2 7.0 earthquakes. And now you've seen Vanuatu with 2 7.0 earthquakes. And then, remember, you had the Kermadec Islands, and they had the big earthquakes. So you're seeing stuff here, around in here. And then, of course, Japan has had theirs. And then you come over to the United States. And then up in here, in the Alaska way, they had theirs. So somewhere down the line, you know, we've been very fortunate that somewhere on this big landmass that we call home, we haven't had it yet. But that's what we know is probably inevitably going to happen. Well, that's what I wanted to speak to you about today. Is we only had 21 more days until the 11th, and I wanted to make sure everyone was reminded of the dates and the things that we talk about. And I wanted to show you that the sun's now got, as they put it, a double-barreled hole in the atmosphere, and is spewing a split stream of solar wind towards the Earth. Well, we definitely needed to know that. And you can come here and click this same little video that we've already watched. Check it out, see what you think. So everybody pray, because we really don't know what's going to happen. We know what it shows. We know what our research has showed. We know what the ancient texts show. We know what Revelation says. We know what the world looks like when we open our eyes and look around. When we think about what we hear, all the chatter and the talk, and all the things that big politicians say, and all the world organizations, they're stacking the deck against us, and we know it, and dealing off the bottom consistently. So be aware. I pray for all of you, myself included, and those that don't have anyone to pray for them. Be aware. Look around. Pay attention. If I hear of any more things, I'll let everyone know as quick as I can. Get it put out. So until then, next time, probably a couple of days or something, I'll be keeping my eye on this. Because the sun, this is not good. That doesn't look good at all. So y'all try to be as safe as you can. You know, stock up on some bottled water. If you've got the money, and some extra canned stuff, freeze-dried stuff that you can eat cold. You know, try to plan ahead, because the days are running low on whenever shit's supposed to get ready to hit the fan. Pardon my French. But the Lord bless you and keep you safe and fill you with strength, because we're all going to need to be strong. Keep your eyes on the skies, people. There's something up there.